First of all, after watching last night's first leg of the semi-final, Atletico Madrid 0, Chelsea 0, hats off to Chelsea for a fantastic defensive performance. I don't think anybody can argue that if you wanted to go away from home, defend to the maximum of your ability and stop the other team playing, Chelsea did an amazing job. Madrid, they don't normally play like that, but they couldn't play any other way. I heard some people on Twitter saying, I thought Madrid were better than this. But if you've been watching Madrid all season like I have, they are better than that. But they haven't come up against a brick wall like Chelsea put up last night. And they found it hard. They could never get properly around them. They got stuck on the 18-yard box trying little flicks, little crosses, and it never quite came off for them. But, Madrid could get Chelsea at Stamford Bridge. They're very good away from home, Atletico Madrid. They're just as good away from home as they are at home. Chelsea might wish that they'd not been as defensive, because if they go 1-0 down early on, it's going to be very tricky for them. Because let's get it right, Atletico Madrid are a very good team, and they weren't shown in their best light last night. But this video is really about, you've got mass media following that game last night. It's a semi-finals of the Champions League. You've got advertisers spending absolutely millions of pounds having their adverts put on TV around the ground. You've got fans paying probably anything from £40 to £100 for a ticket. You've got a global audience, hundreds of millions of people watching that game last night. Have teams really got a bit of a duty to put on a bit more of a show than that? I am speaking to Chelsea now. As long as I am saying they did a great defensive job, but should really, like in a boxing match, should both fighters come out to fight? If it was a boxing match and that happened for a round or two, the ref would stop in and have a chat with them and say, come on, both of you have to show a bit more appetite for fighting. There's people here watching you. There's hundreds of millions of people watching that game last night, and it wasn't really a spectacle. Chelsea made it a non-spectacle. Madrid tried their best, but it was really tricky. Okay, you could say Madrid could have put more people up front as Chelsea packed their back line. Why didn't Madrid just bomb forward with loads of people up front and try and counteract it like that? But they didn't, and it didn't happen like that, and it was a bit of a stale, boring game. But I just think maybe there's a duty of care here for teams, whether it be in the Premier League, Spanish League, German League, Champions League, to go out and really try and entertain, because it's a big market this now. This isn't for fun. This is football, but it's also entertainment. And I really think we can't have too many more games like we did last night, and too many more teams coming out, being ultra defensive like that. This should be a spectacle. Chelsea did it last night, and then West Ham did it to Chelsea. I don't know where it all ends, really. There's always going to be one team trying to do it to another, and there's not a lot you can do. Once a game starts, the ref can't stop the game like a boxing match and say, come on, start fighting. But I do believe somewhere along the line, you can't have too many games like that, because football would just completely die.